Compounding. Let's talk a little bit about what happens in your business when you stick to something over time. I started gardening here in this house about 6 years ago. It took me a year to get the garden in with the fence, the boxes, the dirt. Like that was a whole year. Year one was like getting the garden installed. Okay. Year 2, year 3, I planted things. They got razzed by the squirrels or whatever else, little critter, the bugs. Planted a second time, that same season. Learned, okay, put some marigolds here and there so that the bugs they're not gonna go near my plants. And now we're 6 years into this garden, and the perennials that I planted in year 2 and year 3 and 4 and 5, they're all still there. And I'm just adding to it. And the water sprinkler systems, I bumped out the front garden, about 4 feet the beginning of last summer. So this is like year 2 now. It's like so much more garden, right? And I was thinking about this morning, just kind of taking a peek at like all the things that are coming up from last year and the year before. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And I want to bring you this idea in relation to your business endeavors, especially if you're just starting to like put in a funnel or a new thing or like a new water sprinkler system, right? Or like a new form of marketing. Like, oh, it's like, whoa, can feel so daunting. And when we look at it as in compounding, when you don't give up at the first challenge, I see a lot of coaches switching marketing or sales avenues because, it's 30 days and this thing should work by now. What did you learn? What can you tweak? When you stick with it, when you will see the compounding effect as you stick with it. And I think in today's marketplace, there's a lot of like quick, hurry up, fast. And yes, people want fast results. And you don't put a seed in the ground and then start yelling at it 24 hours later, or even 3 days later, or even 5 days later if it hasn't shown a fruit. Like it usually takes about 14 days for a seed to start sprouting and coming out of the ground. These are laws and principles of nature here. How can you apply that to your business to give you some foresight, insight on the compounding effect when you stick with something, when you give it time to grow, when you give yourself time to grow as a leader that has the perspective to look at the long game. Compounding, not flipping around and, constantly. Imagine if you just planted seeds and then, 2 days later you planted more seeds and you dug up the first ones. You're like, this didn't work, and planted more seeds. Oh my God, this is like 10 days here. Where's the seeds here? How come they're not growing? It's like, it'd be a mess. You'd be like pulling out all of the things that you'd already started. Didn't make any sense. Yeah. And opposite, right? When we allow things to flourish, when we give it time, I got this dialed in, you guys. The peonies get their phosphates, they're blooming. The blueberries get their own little thing, I get the fish emulsion on those guys over here. The roses get their own little thing. Like, I learned a lot about how to bloom a garden, man. And they are all different. And these guys don't like to be in the shade. And those ones don't like to be with these ones. And these ones like to hang out with those ones. And compounding, the wisdom that you gain. And this is true in any industry. It could be true in your health. It doesn't have to be about business. It could be true about raising kids. It could be true about your spiritual practice, your health, not just business. The long game, the compounding, the things that bloom when we give it due time and not try and dig things up and reinvent the wheel and switch. So worth it. All right, lovers, it's a little inspiration for you today.